everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Ivy. I am a student in a accelerated nursing program, and I am also a medical assistant in a dermatology and cosmetic clinic. So I like to share all things skincare and my journey in nursing school. Today I decided to talk a little bit about Gua Sha. Since my previous Gua Sha video got so much attention, I thought I would answer some common questions as well as explaining in more detail what it is and how to choose different tools if you decide to perform this practice. So if that is interesting to you, then keep on watching. So if you haven't watched my previous video, I put the link in the description box below, so you can go ahead and watch that. I explain how to perform Gua Sha as well as the basics behind it, but I thought I would go into a little bit more detail here and answer some common questions. So first, let me start by explaining what Gua Sha is. So Gua Sha or Gua Sha, it can be pronounced either way depending on the region or the dialect. Gua Sha is basically the scraping of the skin. It is traditional Chinese medicine, and it was actually originally used on the body using a spoon or a coin or different tools that essentially broke the capillaries in the skin and produced this like reddish purplish bruising called petechiae, and it was thought that this would help promote circulation and help get rid of any toxins or illness in the body. Now, facial Gua Sha is relatively new, so as a healthcare professional as well as a current nursing student, I want to explain things in a evidence-based and scientific approach. I like to approach things from evidence-based practices, and I like to read articles on this. So first, let me start off by explaining the lymphatic system. It is a system within our bodies that is very important, especially for our immune system. As I explained in my previous video, unlike the cardiovascular system where we have a heart that pumps the blood throughout our bodies, the lymphatic system actually does not have anything to help pump and move that lymphatic fluid throughout our bodies. And the way that the lymph is circulated is actually through our movements. So that's why it's good to exercise, it's good to move, because that's going to help promote circulation, not only for our blood and our cardiovascular and peripheral system, but as well as the lymphatic system. But not only that, but also just performing massages and different kind of massage techniques can also help promote circulation with the lymph. So that is where Gua Sha comes into play, because it can help promote circulation, lymphatic drainage. It can help reduce any kind of swelling. So for example, let's say if you have some swelling, like an accumulation of fluids after, say, a surgery, then Gua Sha can help with that in the sense that it'll help drain that fluid out of that area that has been, treated. For example, with women who have gotten mastectomies, they might end up getting swelling because of the lymphatic fluids not being drained if any lymph nodes were removed in the process. It also helps promote like a glow in the skin because it is helping with the circulation, like I said. It also helps with relaxing tense muscles and any kind of pain, which is one of the reasons that I do Gua Sha. This is especially true for people who have TMJ. Okay, so I just want to pause here for a second and correct myself by clarifying the difference between TMJ and TMD. So TMJ stands for temporomandibular joint, and it's the small joint that connects your jaw to your skull, and it's located next to your ear. You have two TMJ, one on each side of your head. And TMD stands for temporomandibular joint disorder, and it's a disorder that affects the TMJ. So yeah, the more you know, right? So in the video, if I say that I have TMJ or that it helps my TMJ, I actually meant to say TMD. Okay? All right, cool. Let's get back to the video. Or who tend to like tense their shoulders and their neck when they're stressed, especially like if they're working by a computer, like they just get very tense and they just contract those muscles. So Gua Sha is like a very good way to help release and relax those muscles. In my case, it really helps with the pain that I get here. Sometimes it can even lead to headaches, and sometimes I clench my teeth, so that really helps to get rid of that pain and to reduce all that tension from the area. What Gua Sha does not do is contouring. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people claiming that it can help like contour the nose, like slim it down, or that it can help contour like the jawline and make it sharper and make your features sharper, like your nose thinner or like more pointed or sculpted. And it's like, one, there hasn't been any kind of research or evidence to support those claims. Two, from an anatomical standpoint, if you're just rubbing a stone on your nose every day, it's not gonna make your nose thinner. All you're doing is just making your nose red. Like, you're gonna look like Rudolph. The only thing that it will help with is, again, lymphatic drainage, like getting any swelling or accumulation of fluid out of the face. So that can potentially give the impression of slimming the face. Let's say if you're bloated from, you know, a lot of fluid accumulation, then by getting the fluid out, it may appear like you are slimming your face down, but in reality, you're not really like sculpting or contouring anything. Also, like I mentioned earlier, it helps with muscle relaxation, so it can help with, for example, the 11 lines, like the ones when you like bring these two muscles, the corrugator muscles, when they come here close together, like it forms those lines. So by you performing Gua Sha in them, it helps relax those muscles, and it can, you know, help with those indentations there. But it's not going to help to the extent that other procedures can help with that, such as, for example, Botox, that can really help with those prevent those muscular contractions, which is what forms those lines in the first place. Another thing is people are stating that it helps with collagen production. That I honestly cannot comment on, not only because I haven't seen any kind of research or any article stating that it does do that, but also because I feel like you need to really get into the deeper layers in order to stimulate collagen production. And technically, facial Gua Sha is like a very gentle type of massage that I don't think it would necessarily be able to stimulate collagen to the extent that other procedures would. For example, Sculptra or like Thermage or like any of those other treatments that are out there that can actually help with collagen production. I remember someone asking me, is there any time when you should not perform Gua Sha? And I remember I did mention this in my previous video as well, but I just wanted to address this here. I don't think you should perform Gua Sha when you are sick, because you can end up spreading the germs everywhere, and then you're just gonna make yourself feel even more sick. So let's say if you have a sinus infection and you start doing rigorous Gua Sha on your whole face and your neck and your chest, like, you're just gonna spread those germs everywhere. So I would try not to do it when you're sick and just hold off until you're feeling better. Okay, so a lot of people have asked me what tools can they use when it comes to Gua Sha, and again, historically, Gua Sha was performed by using coins on the body, but I'm assuming that when people ask me these questions, they're referring to facial Gua Sha. In all honesty, honestly speaking, there's so many different tools that you can use when you are performing Gua Sha. In fact, there are many people who use spoons for Gua Sha, and it is completely fine. This is like one of those traditional soup spoons, and you know, I guess the contours kind of helps with using it on the face. Like, you can use it in the chin area or across the cheek like this. I know there are some tools made out of wood out there that they can use, and again, there's also the stones, which are very popular, and I actually want to talk about that because there's several reasons why it's very popular. And I also want to answer the questions about what type is the best to use. Should I use these kind of stones, or can I just use like other tools? So as many of you guys may know, Gua Sha stones are incredibly popular, and this is because certain stones have a cooling effect. In particular, jade, which is one of the most common stones used for Gua Sha. Jade has a natural cooling effect, which is perfect because when you're performing Gua Sha, it tends to generate heat as well as make your skin a little bit red. So the stone, because of its cooling effect, it can help soothe the skin, help cool it down from all that heat that is being generated, as well as help reduce any redness that can occur. So this is a jade stone. I used this in my previous video, and I Specifically got this one from Amazon because I know a lot of people, the first thing they do when they want to get a Gua Sha stone is to go on Amazon, and I've seen this everywhere, so I figured I would do the video using this so that people can follow along. Technically, you don't have to use stones to perform Gua Sha. Like I said earlier, many people use the spoon, some people use wooden tools. It's basically your preference, what you prefer to use. But again, the reason why stones are so popular is because not only does it have a cooling effect, but there's also stones that have different curvatures and different textures and different edges, so that helps with your technique depending on what you're focusing on while you're performing Gua Sha. Also, if you believe in things like energy and the properties of different stones, jade is known for having chi that is very similar to the human body, and it is also known for promoting balance. So that's another reason why people also like to have stones, because they can have a connection with their stone and they are able to develop a technique depending on the shape and size of the stone itself. Another popular stone is, of course, the rose quartz, which is my personal favorite, not only because of the color, but also because it is known to promote healing. Personally, get mine from overseas where they're handcrafted. There's also other stones like beyond and amethyst. There's so many different ones. But at the end of the day, I think what's most important is to find a stone that is genuine. You have to do your research and find someone that is selling authentic stones, and also try and find one that has different curvatures and different textures. That's going to help really get into different corners, different areas of the face and neck and chest, and really help promote that lymphatic drainage. In terms of where to purchase stones, that is something that honestly I won't be able to answer. That's something that you will have to do your research on. There's so many different people selling stones nowadays. I feel like Gua Sha truly blew up within the past year or so. I think skincare in general like just blew up. Like I feel like all these celebrities are creating their own skincare lines and like creating all these like skincare tools. In regards to the stones, I think you have to research the vendor. Is the stone authentic? Make sure that it's not plastic or glass. And to be completely honest with you, a lot of it is going to basically boil down to trust. If you trust the person that is selling these items and they are able to answer all your questions and are very informed and educated on the practice, then there's a good chance that they are being honest and selling a genuine stone. But just be wary of these stones that you can find on Amazon, because chances are that it is not authentic. I would suggest to invest in a good quality stone, particularly one that has been handcrafted from scratch, that is a genuine stone, because the therapeutic effects are going to be way better and it's going to help you out more in the long run. So I just want to emphasize that poor quality stones are not worth it. Many of them haven't been properly smoothed down, which can cause micro cuts in the skin. Some of them are actually made out of glass that have been dyed in different colors. This can actually cause sensitivity in the skin because the dye can slowly rub off over time and transfer to the skin, and it can also push some toxins into the skin. So again, I highly suggest that you purchase a authentic and genuine stone, one that won't cause any of these issues. Another question I get asked often is, what kind of oil can I use when performing Gua Sha? And to be honest, as long as the oil is non-comedogenic, meaning that it won't clog your pores, and as long as you're using an oil that is specifically formulated for the skin, don't go using coconut oil or olive oil or whatever. If you can find it in the kitchen, I would suggest you not put it on your face. So try and find something that's specifically formulated for your face, and find something that is specific to your skin type. Like some people use rosehip oil, some people use CBD oils, some people use sea buckthorn oil. Like there's so many different oils out there, and as long as it's something that is non-comedogenic and is going to help give a slip with the stone while you're performing the practice, it's completely up to you. Alright, and that is it. If you have any more questions, definitely comment down below. Maybe I'll make another video in the future answering more questions. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoy watching these types of videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!